Okay, now I'm at Hai Bin Ponggol. It's the bait we give. This is the house rod. House rod. All the hooks are the same now. It's the float. So unravel it. Unravel. Just turn. How this looks here. Okay. The first thing to do is to now we have this rod here. Now fishing at a corner, I would recommend is to get this. This is the dead assist. Dead assist, you use this. The hook here. Now it's a firm grip, dead assist. Okay. Let's say I want to fish here, right? After using a dead assist. Float. So let's say it's too long, right? Okay, for the float, right, you can just adjust it up and down. So adjusting it up and down so that the water level is just in the middle here. That looks about right. So I'll be fishing around this area. I'll be prawning around this area, which is around the same level. Hopefully we get some prawns here. Now, after you measure the depth, right, you can actually release it. So take it out. Take out the hooks. There's the hook here. Then you can keep this until you readjust the. One thing to note, right, the bait is actually cut quite nicely, but when you hook, right, you need to hook it through, expose the hook tip. No, the hook tip must be exposed here. If it's not exposed, right, then you actually cushion the hook tip. So expose the hook tip. Okay. Okay, the point of striking, right, is to use your wrist. You use the wrist like badminton wrist. Because the noodle rod, right, this one is a prawning rod, it's very flexible and long, right? Each time you do the flick up and down, right, it will exert enough force for the hook to penetrate the shell. So that's what you want. Next point is, right, like the float here. The float, right, and the tip of the rod. The tip of the rod, right, and the float must be vertical. That means in a straight line on top. Why is this so, right? Is because of the hook here. See the hook? It's pointing upwards. So when the hook is pointing upwards, right, you want the line to be straight up. And when you strike, right, the pointy part, right, will hook on the prawn. Small chance. Unless the prawn is running sideways, right, I think most of the time, right, you position the tip of your rod on top of the float. Above the float, not on top. Above the float. Okay. Now to unhook the prawn, right? See the pincer here? Fold it backwards. Now it cannot harm you anymore. Unhook. Then place it in the net. The net, the worker actually checked there's no holes in it already, so you can place it inside. That's it. Ah. Okay. Yes. Now I can demonstrate. On top, swerve, strike. So this is how it goes. Here. Again, it's repetitive. Hold back and take out the hook. I think some people have the hook, dehooker. One more. It's moving far away, right? It can't strike properly. So some people will prefer to have a very long rod. I will prefer a extendable rod because most of the time, right, I'll be fishing at around the perimeters rather than the center. So to recap, right, the few tips for here is firstly the location. So sometimes you try to find the best spot which the prawns will cluster. So the prawns normally go to where it's aerated, that means with oxygen. But if the whole point is about the same, right, they'll be scattered all over. Now the next thing is, right, put your bait at a strike zone. In order to do so, right, you need to measure the depth. So I show you there's a depth assist. You can also make your own or use a sinker. So the idea is, right, is to get your hook right at the bottom. Now the third thing, right, would be how you strike. How I normally strike, right, if the prawn is not moving or running around, right, will be the float here, the tip of the hook, the rod is here, and the hook will be pointing straight up, then you strike up. So that's the third tip. So this will actually vastly improve your catch rate. And if you are going to most of the pay pond, right, and you're using the house rod, you'll be competing with people using their personal rod. And most time, right, if they are using a personal rod, they can be using double hook. That means those hooks will branch like a balance. They call it tianping. So they have twice the chance because they have twice the bait. But you can't just put your tianping onto the house rod because your house rod is a bit softer. For tianping, you need a stiffer rod. And I'm not going to comment much about the bait because everyone have their own preference. Some people think that using the worms will be better, bloodworms or whatever worms they have, or even use powder. I do think that the powder does attract the prawns, but think about it. You're going to eat the prawn, and whatever you are feeding a prawn, you may actually ingest it. So the idea, right, is not to put too much garbage into the bait. Wow, 好多啊! So I confirm, go on top, and I'll strike. So this is how you do it. After you confirm, immediately strike.